Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday Night Live. It should be working fine, sorry for the delay. Swindler, alright buddy? How did your CVC and your primal pools go? Because I can only imagine you went kind of big. Mohammed, nice to see you buddy. What's going on here? Right, we have done this. If the internet starts being a little arse, then apologies, but I've reset it like 4 times. It seems like it's kind of holding. Oh, Cinder, nice. I pulled a soul for her the other day. All right, Tiki. Evening, sunshine. Yeah, I'm sure. I got a soul for Cinder, I think about a week ago or something. I pulled a really bad mythical. Like, it hurts. I got my hands on Corrosa, and that I was not very happy to pull a Corrosa, that's all I can say. Yeah, don't blame ya. Save it for something good. That is alright, Mohammed. There will be plenty more 2x primals. No, she is quite bad. It's a very weird kit. I've been reading the kit for a couple of days now, and I can't really find where I might consider using her. But like everything, she will get built out, leveled up. I'm kind of nearly there with the masteries. But yeah, I find her quite strange. The kit doesn't really align. I get what they were going for. I think it makes for a good how would I say it? I think it works in the context of when she was a boss for the event dungeon, because her kit seems to be trying to be like a Hail Mary champion, but oh, I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe once I start using her, I'll see a bit of value. Oh, nice, Sonny. You are in the gang with Swindler and SKB. J3M, yeah, I did a video on it yesterday. The new event dungeon. And earlier today, I was trying to mess with maybe something to get through stage 31 and above. And I've got really close to taking it down a couple of times, but I've not yet done stage 31. I might have to slightly rethink the strategy. But the drop rates don't seem fantastic for Pinpoint. Wallapat, hello buddy. But yeah, strange dungeon. I need to come up with a better team than the one I've already got, which I think was this one here. I haven't even run it on auto yet, because I haven't really done a skill preset. Mohammed, if I decide to do the fusion, I will probably do a video like that, just all around the energy use and stuff. But more often than not, it's going to require a lot of testing for like stage 20 normal. I just don't really do it anymore. But it's probably worth a go, I reckon. I definitely haven't done a video like it before. Yeah, it's nice actually. I finished the Deck of Fate today. Wherever it's gone. Maybe it's just disappeared. Unless it's ended. I don't know. I did actually finish the Deck of Fate. But yeah, nice that there was overlap with the CVC as well. That was one of the more kind things that Plarium have done in a little while. Probably J3M. They're usually around about the same. Yeah, mine's completely gone because it's in the event, isn't it? It is. I haven't started on Fire Knight because obviously that's going to be tomorrow when the Gear Hunters begins. But it almost feels a little bit sad looking at Fire Knight at the moment and seeing that it's only 2x on regeneration. I'm kind of hoping that they might do the 5x, maybe 5x Savage would be really good. I'd be quite up for that. But yeah, maybe because I finished Deck of Fate, it's gone. But that's okay. It can hide my sins. One thing I did get is the new... Hold on, let's put this in not full screen so you guys get full screen. There you go. We did get our little... I don't know, what do you call it? Avatar frame. Which is kind of fun. It doesn't really mean a lot, but it's something a bit different. And I can't help but notice... the Bastion looks like they ripped it from Season 5 of Stranger Things. This portal thing is very Stranger Things Season 5. With all the little roots coming out everywhere and... yeah, I only really thought of it yesterday or the day before. Yeah, Tiki, what you said, the one great thing about when events are on is it's a good place to just offload energy so that you can still get points for the fusion. Yeah, it is very similar to Chaos Awakes. It's actually not that different at all. I do like the glowy Great Hall portal. It looks kind of cool. But it's very Stranger Things. Yeah, it's a little bit WoW as well. I'll give you that. Evening, Anjin. James Kane, also hello, buddy. But yeah, I claimed my energy because I thought I was going to do Fire Knight today, but it will just wait till tomorrow. But that really annoys me. I hate sitting at energy cap. It's one of my little raid pet peeves. Just checking there isn't anything else to do. Apart from run some stuff. Yeah, I don't know what they're playing at with the extra summon rush. It could mean a bunch of things. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm pretty sure it went into one of the group chats I'm in earlier. Here we go. Yeah, let's see what's going on. It's this little one here, isn't it? This random midweek one. It's probably something to do with the anniversary. I mean, that's all I can guess so far. And it is only worth 15, and I think what's there up for grabs? My maths, is that 130? 140 points? 130. So it could be skipped. At least that's what I'm reading. And Jin, I'm probably inclined to agree with that. But isn't there news? So I haven't caught up with any raid news today. Isn't there going to be like Newt and basically the old fusions are up for the summon rush? If I'm not mistaken. So I would guess that this is probably going to be an opportunity to throw maybe some of the new champions out there. Perhaps. I don't know if it would be like a guaranteed one. I'm really not sure. Yeah, that was it. Venalicia, Newt, and is it Crackhead? Is he up for grabs? I'm sure it's Crackhead. Yeah, it could easily be a 1+1. Not too sure what they're doing there. But to be honest, I haven't actually worked out if I still want to do this fusion. Can I run this? Let's put Thor in. He's actually got gear on. We'll do it later. It's no hurry. It's only Cursed City. Let's pull up the fusion. I always like to see them in-game, even though we don't have it yet, because it's better than looking at the little infographic that they've got. But I don't know. I'm not going to say he's a bad champion, because he's, you know, not. He's got quite an interesting kit. But I don't know if I think he's actually going to bring anything to my account. Like, usually I'll just do a fusion just for the sake of doing content, but I don't know. I'm not super hyped on him. Oh, Pelagus is up for grabs. Yeah, Tiki, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I've got 3 tokens, so I can go in. Now, luckily, I've got all of the 3-star fusion ones already. Maybe -1. And the only champion I actually want is going to be Maria, and I think she only costs 2, which is quite surprising. But yeah, this guy looks like he could have some faction wars potential. Like, who said it? It was James Kane, Arena, and Hydra. I think Hydra for sure, even though the block passives is not so good. But the debuff spread is going to be really good. Like, I like him. I'm sure I saw a video where people were saying his damage wasn't very good. But when I looked at his kit first, I didn't necessarily think damage. I kind of thought utility, a bit like Carnage. Is he just Carnage with 1 wing and a bunch of horns? Yep, Spirit Affinity Nukas is a problem. It's alright in Arena because most of the big Reviver supporters are Force Affinity, but that's not so much the case in PvE. The problem, J3M, is we've got a lot of Nukas. Like, Nukas are a dime a dozen in Raid, and they'll do login champion soon, and it's more likely to be a Nuka than anything else. I would say the bulk of past fusions are Nukas as well. Yeah, Wallapat, that's something I think of, especially when it comes to something like Carnage. But I think a lot of people, like James Kane just said there as well, what are your nuking options when it comes to this faction? Now, I'm kind of lucky I've got Elenaril, and he hits really hard. But I don't necessarily use him. I actually lean quite heavily on Pan these days. He's kind of my go-to nuker for Sylvan Watchers. And when in doubt, you've always got Ruella, even though she's single target. And you've got Dythe, who is absolutely monstrous. I mean, even Kellen for an epic hits very, very hard. Like, actually, probably top 10 smacks on that guy. AoE Weaken and Leech. That sounds kind of fun. Yeah, Balar as well. That would probably be my most wanted in this entire faction now, I think. Except for maybe Nyes. But there's... I mean, for me, I feel like I've got options. That's obviously not going to be the same for everyone. What gear have I got on Pan? Let me try and remember. In fact, I think Pan might be a little experimental build that I put together. Yeah, so I decided to go for 6-piece Merciless, but all of his gear is 5-star. So I wanted to see if I could make a really strong build out of just 5-star gear. So it's not crazy. He's running only 232% crit damage. That's not massive for a late game nuker. He's got lots of attack, and he's not that fast. but he's just got a very cool passive built into his A1 and I think his A3, where he ignores resistance if the target is slower than he is. And yep, the same happens with the A3. Pan hits like a frickin' truck. So he's almost replaced Dythy for me, especially as he can put freeze on his A1 and weaken on the A3. He's good. He's like not to be skipped. He's very cool. I would like a 6-star soul for Dythy. I don't know what I've currently got on him, unless I've already got it. It might be a 5. Oh, I have got a 6. That must be a recent thing. But yeah, Dythy's huge. I think epic nukers in Sylvan Watchers are good enough. I've not tried like Ender or anyone like that. But I think there are a few options. Yeah, Vestel, she's a bit annoying. She's actually quite annoying. Mohammed, do you mean this background instead of the usual one? So I think they did that with a couple of the barbarians maybe as well. I did, Tiki. I did have him in the Raven Relic for a little while. I don't know what he's still got on him now. I haven't used Dythy outside of Curse City in quite a while. No, I've got the elixir on him because I was using him to get through an S19 stage. Yeah, he's in Crushing Rend. He hits real hard. But he's kind of just been a bit replaced by Pan for me. Because I like the utility a bit more. Plus, I like Pan's aura if you are going PvE. 20% in dungeons is really nice. Yeah, J3M, I get that. Maybe not my account, I don't think he's very beneficial, but if you haven't got nukers, he is probably going to be very good. The only thing I get concerned about with champions like Folan is balancing the build with what your expectations for the champion are going to be. Because if you want a straight up nuker, I don't think this is your guy. Because you've also got to factor in all of the accuracy and probably a little bit of survivability. Also, he is slow. 98 base speed is very, very slow. So trying to build him up to be strong enough to compete with some of the others might not be very easy. And I genuinely think if I was going to build him, I'd build him utility first, DPS second. SKB, welcome, buddy. I'm just going back up the chat. I know someone, who was it? It was Life Slow Cooked. If you have Dythy and Rhonda with block active passives on 1, Ethelum with block active AoE, but far away from Carnage, is it worth it? I would probably base your decision on how far you've got through Faction Wars. Because I don't think there's going to be anything wrong with this guy. I don't think he's going to be very good against bosses. Like, I'm talking Faction Wars bosses. I just... When I did my video, when they did the announcement, I remember finishing recording, reading the kit again and going, I just don't know. Wyla! Greetings, other nerd. Yeah, J3M, if you just go pure nuke on him, probably good. Because there's nothing that stops you getting that third attack. It's not conditional. Providing you don't kill them with the... In fact, I'd like to see that tested. I haven't watched any videos. if you kill the target with these first 2 turns, do you actually get the 3rd turn? Because that can be a little bit of a downside on Carnage sometimes. If you kill things too quickly, then it's kind of game over. If you kill the target, you don't get the AoE. That's a little bit disappointing. In fact, that actually would then make me definitely want to build him purely as a debuffer. Then Life Slow Cooked, I would say that's probably, he's probably worth it. Another thing to consider is he is going to be available in Cursed City stages. That's going to be very, very helpful. And no, I don't think anyone admitted to being fake Dan. Whoever it is, they should come forward. Maybe he'll show up in the stream again. I will find out who it is. But I like the champ. I think he looks cool. But I just don't know if I need him. And after this CVC and all of the recent fusions and all of the Titan events, and we had the Mavara one alongside Embrys, there's just been quite a lot. So maybe I'm judging it based on the fact that I need a little break rather than anything specifically to do with the champion. It wasn't. Now, Tiki, that's something. That is something. Because I didn't get the other ones. I got the turtle one. No, I didn't, because I didn't get Shredder. It would be nice to get the reward for all of them. I don't think which one. Oh, I didn't get Balar from that. That's why I haven't got that. Chief. Yeah, everyone's kind of not so stoked on the fact that there's going to be a bomb champion. And I totally understand why. It's they're not the most popular in this day and age. I quite like a bomb champion. I do quite like it. Oh, Tiki, I'm going to be going at it as free to play as I can. It just always comes down to luck. It's kind of... I almost wish that Carnage just had the fusions A3. It's tricky. I mean, one thing I like to do with all fusions is basically do the events up until the point where I make my decision. So I am chipping away at champion training. I will do Fire Knight tomorrow and Gear Hunters. But I just kind of can't decide. Let's pull the Carnage up again. Hold on. There you go. I've basically built mine as a debuffer, but I did manage to get 100% crit rate on him. Well, 123%, I think. 122. But that's just 9-piece Mercurial. I'd like to see a protected bomb as well, Wallapat. Yeah, Life Slow Cooked. I've got that in the works. I started writing some notes for that today. Just about ascending gear and stuff like that. And what Hilariously just said is a really good point. When it comes to Bommel, my favourite way to take down Bommel is with bombs. I don't know if I've actually got any... I do have some keys. Like, I find it a bit of a cheese team, but I really like running just loads of ally attack and Nishak. Scrubbalicious, we are doing good, mate. Yeah, deflection set Paragon. Bold of you to assume I have any deflection gear. I just don't craft it, it's too expensive. But yeah, bombs are definitely my favourite way of taking this boss down. Just all of the ally attack. As many Nishak bombs as possible. We got, what's that, 6, 7, 8, reduce them, and then he just kills himself. It's proper satisfying. Scarab team. Oh, you don't want to see my Scarab team. It's this. Which I know to some people is going to be sacrilege because I've got Septimus built in Destroy Set. I've got Vergis in Destroy Set. Oella for the shield, extend and resistance, and then Marius to just do damage. And Empress obviously destroys max HP as well, but it's not very fast. That's my, like, I'll just put it on and I'll just leave it. Yeah, Chief, we've got to do it. I need to build my Trunda. I've never actually built her. Yeah, no, Tiki, you're right. Septimus is loads of fun now. But I've just got him built just to get through this because he goes in with the A2 and basically destroys like 3/4 of the Scarab shield in one hit. And then everyone else can just kill it. Oh, nice, SKB. That would work. Yeah, Chief, I never managed to pull a Yumeko. See, I'm quite looking forward to the Bomb Champ. I'm just intrigued. I don't know if any of the new champs are actually in here yet. Yeah, the High Elf looks good. Is she like Elenaril Mark II? A little bit. Welcome, buddy. I would assume the next summon rush is 2x Ancients. Yeah, I think what put me off progressives, I think it was Senna. The amount of Void Shards I ripped for Senna and got absolutely nowhere was miserable. It's a very cool looking champion, this one. Yeah, she looks absolutely awesome. I like the look of that. I can't think of who else is new that they've put in Web of Corruption. How many shards for a summon rush? Isn't it? It's usually like 7 sacreds, isn't it? It's usually 3,500 points. $1,800 shards for Bayek. That's fucking horrible. That's horrible. Yeah, Chief, I have no idea. I've stayed well away from it. I know that Bronco did a video, Snackbox did a video, but I haven't actually watched them. I want to see if I can get that Cursed City stage down. One in Dark Elves. I'll have a look at that in a sec. Just go for Nuke. Can't be in here too long. Mate, that's a good new rule, to be honest. $10,000 suspensions. That's massive. That's absolutely massive. And this is just abuse over a pass, isn't it? SKB, I will do. I did it again this month, but I started so late, I don't actually think I'm going to be able to finish it in time. So I've had to kind of put it off this time round. I haven't done a speed team for stage 30. I might see, maybe tomorrow I could put something together for that. Life slow cooked. I always built everything in kind of like tiers when I was going through the game. So, I mean, raids changed a lot since then because now it's so much easier to get lots of speed. But I would always run them relative to what everyone else in my team was. So there was a time where like 250 was like my support and speed leads. At which point I was running my DPS at about 195, 200. And then once my supports managed to get to 300, I brought my DPS up to like 220, 225. And nowadays I try and run my nukers at about 250 or in arena closer to 300. While probably a lot of bot accounts, I would think. Yeah, J3M, it is going to just depend on the events. I'm probably going to go for it. I tend to have a rule with fusions, and sometimes even if they don't look like they bring a lot to the table now, you never know that they might have, I mean Plarium, might have a plan to utilize that fusion in some form of content that is yet to be released. So it will probably just sort of happen, but I think I am just a little bit whacked out from doing so many events and stuff. I think CVC has kind of worn me out a little bit. Yeah, slow cook, that seems good. Spets, all right, buddy. There's just been a lot happening in Raid lately, and one of the things I've learned over like 6, nearly 7 years of playing Raid is that when things ramp up, they don't really tend to ramp down. If if we could take a snapshot of today and go back 2 years, you would assume that we were just in like a giant special event at the moment, but now it's like it all the time. So I don't think anything's going to slow down. We 100%, the new thing for fusions is that as soon as a fusion ends, we get like a Titan event or a Soul of, like, what do you call it, like a Hero's Path event. It's all just kind of become the new norm now. So yeah, they widen the goalposts and then they don't really narrow them again, which is fine in some ways because it definitely stops people going, oh, there's never anything to do in Raid. But if you're someone that tries to do everything, then it does start to get a little bit burnout heavy. Yeah, there's no more breathing room in the game now. And they've kind of done it to themselves, but I can see why they've done it. Because, and it's the same reason power creep exists. Like, they've started it, you can't go back. I think the same goes for speed. Everything is fast now, it's never going to go back. I mean, I get that as well. The fact that there is always something to do in Raid. When I say there's no breathing room, I don't mean like I hate the game or anything like that, because I don't. I wouldn't play it if I didn't like it. But I think what we've got to do when we play the game now is use our own time how we want to use it. Plus, they release so much new stuff, I don't actually think you can get left behind anymore. And I really like, sometimes you get a week where there's just nothing going on. And I guess those are the times to recoup. And not do what I did, which was push insanely hard in CVC. Right, we're going to get this down. I've taken a very long time to do this. Yeah, agreed, Tiki. There needs to be a way of utilizing champions that don't need a crap ton of speed. Elenaril a very cool champion. Ah, James Kane, that's annoying. I don't know if mine is still up. I put up an unholy amount of points this time round. It's probably still up. We can have a look. Come on, time for this guy to go down. Someone hit him. Not you. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Odin. There we go. Ah, finally, a bit of supersonic with speed on it. Yes, please. Bin for those. Bin for those. They're pretty good. They're not. And they can go in the bin too. Ah, CVC is still up. Yeah, I put up 772,000 points, which was quite a lot. Yeah, SKB, someone on the opposing clan did that. Put up nearly 1.6 million. He was absolutely going for it, like for 2 days solid. I'm pretty sure the man didn't sleep. Ah, nice spets. I got it on this one. I was in quite a low tier, actually. I was only in tier 3, so I only actually needed 250k points. Whereas, yeah, if you're up in tier 6, it's 400,000. Does it go up in 50s? It does go up in 50s. Well, yeah, no, I farmed Dragon. I wonder if that's still up. That's pretty much where most of my points went. This is fucking criminal. let's have a look. Yeah, dragon turn attack. I put up. Where is it? Are you going to show? It was something like 73,000, 78,000 points I put up in dragon. That's a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Oh, no, no. We're definitely going to go back and forth on the new fusion. Don't worry. Yeah, 78,000 points in dragon. And in terms of the gear that I kept, it will be... It's like... Oh, maybe I did a little bit of rolling. But I think in total I kept 3 bits of gear. Which is absolutely miserable. And one of them was 5-star and it's not even very good. Which one was it? No, it was this one. This is one of the... That's the only triple I got. And that's not a very good bit of gear. But yeah, not a fantastic 5x speed because I had most of this gear already. Let's see if we have any post luck. If I roll a quad now, I'm going to be seething. Good. The first time I'm happy not to get a quad. What else was in there? Boots. Ah, speed boots, they're alright. And that I had high hopes for this bit of gear. But alas, it was not meant to be. So yeah, not a very good 5x. Like I said in Discord earlier, what I'd really like to see is not 5x speed or 5x savage. I think the best event Plarium could ever run, especially if they want to make money, would be 2x on a certain substat. So they could run Dragon with 2x speed substat. So all of the gear that you would normally get, none of it's boosted. You can still get all of these stats, but you've got twice the chance of landing speed as a substat. That's the type of event I would like to see. And then they could do it in Fire Knight. They could do 2x chance of crit rate or crit damage. So you could get some really nice savage gear with more chance of getting crit rate. That would be just... like, that's really what I want to see them do. Because it still doesn't change the chance of you getting a good roll into it. That's still, you know, less than 0.0001%. But that would be the dream right there. Yeah, the global leaderboard on that speed thing was disgusting. Like, completely disgusting. I pretty much checked it every hour just to see how hard they were going. I assume it's going to let me see the global. Yeah, well, Tiki, that would have been another nice thing that they could have done. Vushan, it probably does a little bit. I do have it written down somewhere. I made like a spreadsheet of all of the chances of getting certain rolls for each type of bit of gear. But I've never seen such a mad and sacred panda dominated like leaderboard. 1.7 million points. Like, I just can't imagine how much energy that cost him. But isn't that just something else? Or both, Chief. Maybe this guy is the oil tycoon and these guys are all selling the oil for him. with a crap load of coke to keep him awake for the 48 hours that it took. But that is just... it's unreal. That amount of points is absolutely insane. I just don't know how they do it. I haven't got that level of patience, let alone the resources to actually go there. Yeah, they must just be background farming. I'll tell you, one of the best... I mean, I made quite a lot of points this time around. The amount of gem refills I used for Tag Team Arena. Lavish Gore, not a lot. We've just been talking about Fusion and CVC and the Crazy Dragon tournament. Damn straight, Chief. Crypto farmers. Yes, SKB. That's exactly what they are. What I find weird is I've got a very fast dragon team. Like, incredibly fast dragon team. Where I'm doing it in 7 turns, maybe 8 or 9 turns. And I was watching the global leaderboard go up. Bearing in mind, I had like 4,000 energy, so it was just running. So they must be doing it in like 4 turns to get those kind of points. Because that's a bloody fast dragon team that I've worked out. So, I don't know. I just don't know. SKB, what is my team? It is... I do this, so I run food at the same time. Let's just... It's not like I don't have energy. We can run it now. Let me just check Marius is in the right gear. He is... Let's see what it does. Sometimes it takes 10 turns. Sometimes it can take like 14, but not very often. This looks like it's going to take a little bit longer. Because usually I can get through the waves in 1 turn. Yeah, this is going to be a slow run. I think if I got my area bonuses sorted, I could probably do solo Marius. So that's 15. That was a lot slower that time. Run it again, see if we can do it faster. What actually trips this team up is Marius, because he takes extra turns because of his relic. Well, not relic, but gems in the relic. This looks a bit faster. The same thing also works if I just bring in 2 newts. That can be, so no Komar and 2 newts. Zero turn dragon is crazy. Oh wait, hold on. There was a dark elf, wasn't there? Not this guy. It's got to be this one. Ah, yes. Looks like a champion that was built to take on Embrus in terms of how he looks. Quite like the passive. That's a cool passive. There's a lot more shatter nowadays, isn't there? I've noticed there's a few champions that bring that. It started with Granite, the doorstop, and now it's on a bunch of them. Joins up with us. It's kind of based on him being part of counterattack. I like it. Looks good. Steve, I don't know what day it is. I haven't got a clue, mate. Yeah. Swindler, I can imagine you're kind of into that, champ. It makes sense. I didn't expect him to be the Force Affinity, though. Shatter makes your ignore defense a little bit stronger. It's... where is it? Also, Plarium, on the off chance you do ever watch one of my streams, which I doubt you do, can you please put debuffs and buffs in frickin' alphabetical order? Because there is no logic to this whatsoever. Shatter, increase a champion's ignore defense by 7.5% or 15%. Right, Spets, that would just be the amount of times when I'm recording videos and I want to explain what something is that I have to pause the recording so I can scroll through all of this. And more often than not, for some reason, it's at the beginning. I assume it's not. And I read everything and end up having to go back to the beginning. It's just a little quality of life thing. I thought it was in release order 2 as well, SKB, but I don't think it is. It's in a really weird, like Nullify and Entangle. These are very new, as is Immutable. It's definitely not in any kind of order. I don't understand. Spets, that would be good as well. Just that you could, when it says more info here, you click that and it just brings up the 2 that it's trying to show. That would probably, I'd probably prefer that. It would make recording videos a lot more streamlined. Yeah, Chief, that would be nice. One thing I would like is, you know when you finish a battle in Raid, let's just do Dragon again, why not? In fact, no, we'll run Fire Knight because that's probably the best bang for buck at the moment. Yeah, what J3M said, that's further. I thought that when I saw him write it. What I'd really like to see at the end of all of these is a bit more of a damage breakdown that you could click on. Just get this guy down. Yeah, there is no logic in Plarium Land. Which is ironic because Raid is one of the most logical games I've ever played. Alright, let's take him down. Come on. Right. One thing I've always wanted is to be able to click here and it will show you a breakdown of what skill did what damage. So it could just say like A1, A2, A3 or whatever. Because it'd be nice to see... I mean, it's obvious with Marius and Newt because it's max HP. But I'd love to be able to click on this and get like a little breakdown so that when you're building your champions, you can see, oh, actually, I'm falling short in this part or that part. Yeah, in-game AI is... So you know the whole thing about they fixed the Newt AI for Ice Golem to make sure he always targets the boss? If you run 2 Newts, one will always go for the ads, one will always go for the boss. So I don't know what fix they did, but it's a little bit weird. Like really, really weird. Yeah, I like the fact that they do give us little quality of life upgrades. I love the fact that you can do dungeons and now run Grim Forest and Cursed City. That's super cool. In fact, that's absolutely amazing. But what I'd like to see is a few more like technical life quality upgrade things, like mainly the AI. Yeah, Tiki, I'm super lucky there. The amount of progressive events I went for to get a second newt. And I didn't even get him from a progressive, I got him from a prism. Another reason not to do progressive events. Oh, also guys, there's a new promo code, isn't there? Something all to mid. Chat, you'll be able to tell me. I saw it pop up earlier, but I was a bit late to the game, so I didn't do it as a post on YouTube. Two all from mid. Thank you, Steve, you little legend. Nice. Little bit of stuff. See if we've got any blue shards. Not yet. Haven't had a blue shard yet. Let me just put this on in the background because I will forget. And you can't go missing out on Dark Fae. That's just not okay. So yeah, let's just give it another round of what the heck is going on the fusion. Because weirdly, I'm feeling like I probably should do it. More than anything. Chief, ain't that right? That is exactly right. Nice, James. It's a good habit to get in. Fucking Tiki, so have mine. I crafted. So I didn't do any crafting last time, and I did both rounds this time, and I think I kept like 2 bits of gear. Yeah, I'm probably just going to go for it. But I'm going to do it with the least amount of effort possible, I think. I'm just going to get my points and dip. I'm not going to go hard on any of the events. I think I'm probably going to do it. I kind of should. And like I say, what if he ends up being really good for a bit of content that hasn't yet released? I think at that point he becomes very, very viable. One thing I might see is if my team that I built for this can actually work. So we go 1, 2. Don't you just hate setting up team presets? I mean, I like it, but it fucking sucks. Let's go 1, 2. Marius always 1. And that might need flipping in case he needs the accuracy. Or open with that. And then prioritize that. Are you going to let me run this? No, okay, so they haven't quite fully implemented background battles yet. Nice, Mohammed. That's all that's all I would ever want from Lethal. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, waiting for Doom Tower battles is something that they could definitely now just fix. Like, there's no reason this can't just be run in the background and do other things. Yeah, exactly, Sonny. People were not overly hot on Fabian when he was announced. Oh, Tiki, I crafted everything. Like, I got to the point during the CVC push where I just thought, I'm done. Let's just resort to crafting. I made a lot of silver this CVC, though. I think it was about 90 million silver I made. And that was pretty much crafting and dragon selling everything. Sometimes it's just the way, James. Oh, Fabian in Death Dealer. That, if I had a spare Death Dealer, he would probably be in my top 3 picks to put it on. It basically turns him into a Void Lockout. Kind of puts him up there with like Tecteon. Oh, SKB, what you doing, man? Don't know if much stuff was kept in the old lethal department. Not a euphemism. I might have kept a few things. But most of the gear that I got with good substats ended up being 5-star, which is fine, but 6 would have been better. Is the new Fusion good? I think so. I can't really see why he wouldn't be. Bit weird to build. Oh, Mohammed, I get that. Yeah, Chief, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. In fact, I'm very glad you brought that up, because out of all of the kind of categories, if we want to call them the categories, I think Chaos Awakes has the worst relics. And that's saying something. Because Skull of Treason is freaking useless. The Pinion, which for some fucking reason everyone is voting for, is just absolutely buns. Covetous Passion is good. Crown of Corruption, pretty good. But all of the others are better. But am I right in thinking that Chaos Awakes was the first batch of mythical relics? Because they didn't have them for Alice. Do you reckon Skull of Treason's good? The accuracy is nice. That's probably the only thing that I'm leaning on it. Yeah, I think everyone's voting for the speed with the Guild Opinion. Just that little one there. I mean, my only real burner that I use these days is Gizmak, and obviously he has a lot of HP. So the likeliness that I'm going to go up against something with higher HP is very slim. Sulfurion, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right, Anjin. I did wonder that too. I had a chat with Cowfish about it, and we thought that it might be a bit of a bot voting thing. I don't actually know if I've got a Skull of Treason. There's no search, is there? There isn't. It's under Chaos Awakes. I have got a Skull of Treason. I'll give it a go. See what it's like. I like the substats. But the Pinion sucks. Like, the Pinion would be really good on champions that you don't want to book. Like, Sill of the Drakes. It would be a good relic for her. Well, okay, we finished that. That's good. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's, I mean, there's no coming back now, is there? But it's just, oh, it's so bad. Like, even the mask is better, and the mask is not a good relic. I think Last Laugh is the best one there. Especially if you've got turtles. All of my turtles, except for Donnie, have the Last Laugh. And it triggers Leo's passive, like, freaking crazy. Yep, you're right, Chief. The heal relic. Pure stat stick. Yeah, golden elixir is great. I really like golden elixir. Yeah, Tiki and Anjin, I think you're right. People have either seen speed and gone, let's go for that, or what you guys have said, that it's a bot. And people are naturally going to like follow the trend. But this is just the best relic up for grabs. I would love another one of these. I actually used to run this on my Carnage, and it was good. Yeah, they went for the speed. Speaking of speed, can this be a fast team? How about this bloody stage 31 where it puts protection set on Neve? That's just cruel. Okay, my Wukong does not have enough accuracy for this dungeon. And the boss is about to get a massive heal. Yep. That resist on the Neve was a little bit annoying. Yeah, they did, Vushan. They 100% voted for the wrong one. Okay, I think this team will work for Auto. It's a bit slow. Or Mohammed, for me, it would probably be Venomage and Skullcrown. I absolutely love those two champions. J3M, I love Skaramis as a mischief tank and a provoker. He's really good. Because his provoke is a placed skill, you're not going to run into any affinity issues, and it tends to land more often than it doesn't. But yeah, that 31, like I say, I haven't beat it yet, but the protection debuff from Neve is just like, why did you put that in? And it is subject to RNG because it's not always protected. It's... But then I never like event dungeons. I did try Toshiro, actually. I also tried doing Tection, who turned out to be pretty good fun. It slowed the rundown quite a lot, but it made it quite reliable. But I think Wukong, if he had loads of accuracy, would be good for this, because he'd just stop the boss ever getting healed. Yeah, I could definitely lose Donnie now. Go for Lydia. Shame you can't mess with the turn meter of the boss. Yeah, then J3M, just go for just use him as a provoker. But with Skaramis, if I'm not mistaken, you might have to do both, because he's going to give himself 2 extra buffs that the rest of the team aren't going to have. So he's naturally going to be the mischief target. So I don't know if you can get away with just building him as the provoker. Because he's always going to have 2 more buffs than everyone else does. Oh, Chief, I'm just seeing what works. I will have to do a proper team for it. There's definitely a speed team in there somewhere. Oh, the gear is rubbish. It's funny, I spent so long saying I wish they would stop Chronophage and just do Pinpoint, but then Mercurial came out, and now I wish they would do Chronophage instead. But I do need a team for this just to be able to, just to kind of grind through the events as and when they pop up, if the rewards are any good. Ah, I didn't do that. Faction Wars boss. Yeah, Pinpoint would be good for a lower account, especially the accessories. Like, especially the accessories. Just like a 2-piece or a 4-piece is brilliant. Right, SKB, it's a thing, isn't it? Like, Mercurial has just destroyed Pinpoint. It's kind of destroyed Stone Skin. But we could also argue SKB, because I know we've had this chat before, where we were like, please, no more sets. Like, the answer to Raid's problem is not to make new sets, it's to tune the ones that already exist. And at least this is a whole bunch of stuff that we don't really have to keep anymore. Yeah, Chief, that's exactly it. Like, for any progressing player, Pinpoint is brilliant. Brilliant. I think my Mikage has Pinpoint for PvE. I'm sure she does. Yep, she's got a 2-piece Pinpoint. Because 20 accuracy and 10% speed on a 2-set is glorious. Obviously, it's not as good as, well, in some ways it's better than Perception. Maybe not Feral. I don't know. I do agree with that, Swindler. I think to this day I've still never built Ninja, which I know is criminal. Yep, he's in my vault. There he is. +1, 5-star. Only used him for Faction Wars. I still think if you were, well, Ninja, whatever his name is, and then you've also got that guy, is it Alexander? Yeah, how freaking dirty did they do him compared to Ninja? Because this guy sucks. Like, he absolutely sucks. Like, if that wasn't conditional for Orcs and Ogryn tribes, he'd be a good champion. Yeah, same SKB. It's exactly the same for me. Yeah, they gave him little pointy ears outside of his hood. He just really doesn't look menacing, does he? Like, he's got little squidgy cheeks. I think they did him dirty. I think they did him really dirty. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, the ninja passive is awesome. Oh, that is all battles. One thing I didn't get from this champion with the description is whether his passive counts when it's just him on the team. I assume it does. No, that's true. They're not exactly a menacing looking faction. They're a bit like the kind of humans in World of Warcraft. Or humanoid champions, I should say. It does work on his own. That's good. He has got sneaky eyes. Elf Ed Sheeran. Yes, SKB, you win. That is absolute facts. Oh, I can't unsee it now. Put a little beard on him. Okay, good to know that it works. Yeah, they should put a little ginger. In fact, hold on. Let's do... We take the screenshot and let's send it to ChatGPT. See how bad we can make it. ChatGPT, please can you turn this dude? Can you please make this champion look like Ed Sheeran? Let's be real, he's halfway there. And can we please make him look more menacing than he currently does? All right, let's give it like 30 seconds, see what he comes out with. ChatGPT menacing Ed Sheeran live. You saw it here first, guys. I've got high hopes for this as well. It's going to take like 20 seconds, isn't it? I'm probably going to get it to revise the image at least once. Like, it's going to be way too kind. Yeah, it's going to give... Yeah, I agree, Chief. It's going to be... Oh, no, it's quite good. Fuck me, this would have been so much better. Hold on. Let's send that to the computer. It's done a good job. Me and ChatGPT have a good relationship. It knows what I want. See, that's so much better. I mean, it basically looks like him. That looks so much better. Yeah, see, it's actually good. That works. Alexander Sharpshearer. That's what we should have called it. Sharpshearan. I can't edit this, can I? No. Oh yeah, my little Uugo face. Where did that go? That's like my favourite. If you're wondering why I've got so many Uugo faces, they're buttons on my Stream Deck. But yeah, this is loads better. Like the tattoos. Yeah, that's wicked. That's so much better than the actual model. No, Mohammed, we can't because I updated my computer and all of my Stream Deck software no longer works until either Mac or Elgato pull their frickin' fingers out and fix it. Let's see if we can get it to... Hold on. This is what the streams have turned into. Oh, I've given it one more prompt. Let's see if it can go. Oh, imagine if they did a collab with Ed Sheeran. Can you imagine the player base of Raid, which is currently about 97% male to female? I wonder if it would change overnight, even if it was just for a week. Be the best bit of promo they could ever get. Yeah, they would do him dirty. They'd make his skill set really useless. Make him a hobbit. I'm up for that. A whole faction around Ed Sheeran. I thought about Alexander. I was comparing him to Ninja. Yeah, this was my own mistake. Because, actually, to touch on what you just said there, Mohammed, Argonites is not going to be the last faction in Raid. The singing sharpshooter. Nice. Oh, come on, ChatGPT, man. You're taking long. The cringe debuff. That should be a debuff. Cringe. Tiki, you and me both. Isn't he something to do with, like, Call of Duty or something like that? I don't know. Oh, this is so much better. Hold on. Applies cringe debuff and makes all of the female champions in Raid, like, 30% weaker. That's what it should be. Oh, it's making me send the wrong picture. Ah, little uwu face. There it is. That's the best. No, don't send the same picture. What are you doing, phone? Come on. Right, this should be the one. There we go. Alexander Sharpsheeran. That should be sent to Raid. CS, that's right. You're 100% right. It is CS. Spets, no more than I worry about myself, mate. Yeah, shape of you get polymorphed. We should actually build a kit. That's perfect. That might be one of my new favorite AI raid images that I've made. What a little diversion we've taken on this stream. Damp proof gear. Nice. Just saw that, Chief. Yeah, He-Man again. Jesus. Yeah, that's fine. Blame me. That's absolutely fine. The fact that you can do ChatGPT images and use them is kind of interesting anyway. From a fair use, or whatever you'd want to call it, perspective. But look at the difference. Look at this little frickin' weeb. I'm like Team Ed Sheeran at the moment. Yeah, they fucked up, man. He is twink elf. Lavish, probably, yeah. Probably. I'm surprised they've not made like a bard champion, especially after the whole Witcher thing. That kind of would have made sense. I just want this one. This is the champion that I want at the moment. Weeb. I don't even know where weeb came from, but it's so much of a more politically correct way of saying a bunch of things that I'm not allowed to say. Would he have to change factions, though? I mean, look at it. Like, there is a register out there, and that face belongs on a register. Ogren tribes. He just cuddle up next to Uugo. Yeah, demote him to Epic and put him right there next to Uugo. Between Uugo and Clod. He is that dude in 300. What was his name? Oh, I should know that. I watched it recently. Tiki, you might be right. I've always thought that Solinar really looked like... I don't know if anyone's played God of War games. I think it was God of War 3. I want to say it's Ares, the fast little bastard that you have to chase for like a whole level. Really reminds me of that. Almost like they lifted the character model directly. Apollo, thank you. I think that's the one. The one that you just pull to bits in the end. Speaking of God of War, I know we spoke about this on a stream a few times ago, but someone left me a comment on one of my latest videos where they said they'd really like to see a God of War collab, which I know that we've spoken about before, and it is now officially confirmed because the voice actor for Kratos has done a YouTube video saying they are officially remastering the original trilogy and maybe also God of War Ascension. And I don't think Raid and God of War is out of reach. Especially if you factor in Argonauts. Kratos in Argonauts would work. Like, way more than Tecteon. Like, I don't really understand his relevance in the Argonauts. But Kratos could definitely go here. Ah, Hermes. I can't remember. Yeah, you are right. It's Hermes, because you get his boots, don't you? That's right. But I don't think he would be Barbarian. I thought about Barbarian. That'd be my second pick. Ah, Chief, does that mean I can say words that I really want to say? That's what I'm really here for. King Nothing, I should ban you for saying that. It's Mavara or nothing. True, Tiki. Very true. Hadn't considered that. Gonna say you were gonna say Blizz, and you did. They did de-rainbow. Oh, does that mean we can start saying the F word again? That would be so good. Because I have never used that word directly at someone who is gay. This is a word for your friends. This is so 90s. Well, I do love you all, Anjin. I have favourites sometimes, but it moves. The other F word, Tiki. The one we're definitely not allowed to say. That's slang for a British cigarette. To be fair, King Nothing, I'm quite jealous of that. She is awesome. She doesn't wear many clothes, but she is awesome. Oh, I like it, Tiki. Go on, SKB. Yeah. So what, Lavish, I know where, yeah. They were little sausages, weren't they? Greetings, Red Hot. This is the problem with Arena, King Nothing, is it almost feels like taking a champion in ungeared if they don't have blessings. It feels very strange. Yeah, like... Hagios. Like, there are just certain words that have been gatekept for so long now that I think it's time for us to be able to say, Lavish Gore, ain't that true about Nyes? You build a champion, you get a mythical, and then every round you play, they frickin' ban them. Yeah, Sabriel is Gooner bait for Wales. Now, did anyone notice in the Dragon tournament that I did, the guy that got second place behind me, I don't know if there are any suggestions, Lavish. I think it's just a case of some... I mean, if you really want to use Noise, then bring a lockout because they'll ban the lockout. Yeah, look at who got place number 2. Sabriel Simp. I saw that name and I laughed. Ah, King Nothing, that's horrible. Ah, no lockout. Trying to think then, who's... I mean, there is definitely a psychology element. Not that you should take any live arena advice from me, I just wing it. But there is like a psychological side of it when it comes to the pickings. If you just draft champions that make, like, you've got to corner the opponent before the round has even started. Tormund wife pair, yeah, that makes sense. That's a good one. How long did it take me to farm set? A long time. I pretty much left it overnight on the first day of CVC. I used X amount of gems to get, I think it was like 8,000 energy. And then I just put it on overnight and went to bed. Yeah, Mohammed, that's so true. That's so freaking true. Ah, S-Roll, we got Mikage, nice. That is one mythical that I wouldn't mind if I got a duplicate. I actually think 2 Mikages would make Hydra really good fun. It would be really good for something like, well, pretty much any wave-based content that's a pain in the ass. Be really good for Grim Forest. Awesome for Fire Knight. Yeah, in-game shard tracker for Mercy. That's what I want to see. That would probably be my favourite. No, SK, don't listen to SKB. Double Mikage is banging. So Chief, I've been thinking about this quite a lot. And I was trying to think, if I was Plarium, and obviously money is the main goal, and that's absolutely fine, I'm glad they make a shitload of money, because that way we can get a good game. But, dupe Theo to feed it, that's beautiful. I was wondering, if you could see your Mercy in-game, would that encourage people to spend more or less? And I think more, sometimes. It's tricky. I can sort of see why they do it and why they don't do it. They obviously they can't control third party, but I'd say less until it gets to the point where you feel like you're close. So maybe rather than a tracker, and I wouldn't put this past Plarium at all, to make it like, you know, you think of like a pressure gauge that goes from like green to red, and it's got the orange bit in the middle. If they just didn't put a number on it and just said, oh, you're moving into the orange, then people might be like, oh, that might mean I'm close, and spend more, because I think if they gave you the exact number, people would spend less. That would be my theory. Because I know for a fact, if I knew that I was anything close to Mercy, I would convince myself that it was okay to buy shards. Yeah, like an aura color. That's kind of where my brain was going there. So like you'd click on this. Because my initial thought is they could just put a little like line around the box and it starts there, and as you go through it, it moves around, but that's too much information. Oh, Lavish, you're a smart man. I've started doing that with primals. So I got, well, I've pulled 2 primals since I got a mythical. 20 sacred, no Lego. That's rough. That's horrible. Yeah, you hit Mercy and it starts to flake. I agree, Chief. I think that'd be a good idea. Like I say, there are quality... Oh, we got a remnant summon. How did I miss that for the CVC? Oh, I want to pull it. I want to pull it. There's no reason to pull it, but I want to pull it. Okay, I'm closing the screen. I'm closing the screen. Yeah, I knew you'd say that, Mohammed. I was waiting for you. Fucking Steve, you too. Alright, I see what's happening now. Oh, you fuckers. Like, we're obviously going to pull it, obviously. But, like, shh. Look at you all. Damn. How do I have so much silver? I just don't spend it. I don't see any reason to to spend silver. I'm good for shards. I'm a bit low on voids after the whole Tection thing, but I've got 26 sacreds. That's plenty. Yes, I know, SKB. It's now that I've noticed it. Well, it's gone now, but the fragment one's there. See, look, no more red dots. No more red dots. It never happened. No, Eula, if you watch, I'm sure I did a video exactly on how I made 1 billion. But when I get gear, I decide pretty much straight away whether I want to keep it or not. I don't roll and hope. Like, if I got a bit of, let's play it. Have we got a bit of unrolled gear? Like this. Let's say, let's use a bit of gear like, Now, these are all bad examples. Let me find something that might work. Yeah, I think I made a video, didn't I, about how I made 1 billion silver. Let's look at something like this. Right, so I think this is one of the reasons I've got so much silver. Is first I look and I think, oh man, you're a freaking hero, Lavish. You're a proper legend, mate. Thank you. SKB with your luck. Look, we're going to pull the fucking remnant, all right? We're going to do it in a minute. For fuck's sake. Tiki, I just pulled a load of it for CVC points. That's why there's so much there. So the reason I have silver, Jesus Christ. There's only one reason I would keep perception, and that's if it's got speed and or accuracy on it. Now, when I've got a bit of gear like this, I will only roll it to 4. And if I don't get speed, which I do get speed this one time, thanks game for just tormenting me. Only now will I take it to 8. If I don't get speed again, which I fucking do, of course I do. Where was the luck yesterday? Where was the luck yesterday? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I basically only roll gear if I get what I want. That's probably my main goal. Like, I'm not going to roll anymore because there's no point. But yeah, whenever I get gear, if it has got something on it that I want, like this is a bad bit of gear. We've got attack percent. All I want is speed and accuracy. Take it to 4. If I don't get speed, it goes in the bin. That's why I've got so much silver. I don't roll and hope. I give it like 1 chance, maybe 2. Fuck off, Spets. Oh. You're all dicks. Yeah, I don't know how Boozer got to 3 billion. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, it took me long enough to get to 1. And you have to really batten down the hatches if you want to do it as well. Like, you can't spend it anywhere. Oh, why do I know that this is going to hurt? Eula, what I'll try and do is, when the stream's ended, hang on for a minute. I'll find the video and I'll post it in the stream. Oh, Tiki, I'm going to. Don't worry, mate. I would imagine that nothing is going to get kept out of that perception gear. Ah. Send it. We're going. Come on. Hit me with red. Cunt. Fuckers. Bastards. Horrid, dirty bastard Anax. It's fine. Remnants are just remnants. They never give anything. Yeah, clan boss specialist. And I mean, Anax is great, but no, remnants are like my little bit of fun. So I try and not spend resources, but I am weak when it comes to soulstones, the little mortal ones, and I'm weak with remnants. Ah, it's all right. I don't know. You're literally one of them. Yeah, you're right. Red Hot. All of my luck went on that. Oh, Theo from a remnant. That's banging. I'm not pulling the Eternal Soulstone. No way. That is special sauce saved for a later date. I had 3 yesterday. No, we're not doing Eternal. I will not be talked into it. Not happening. Remnant Mercy is a thing, and I was so wrong. I was so wrong about Remnant Mercy. It's so much more horrible than I thought it was. Yeah, I thought after 24 you get a mythical. No, you don't. After 24, it goes up by 1%. I had that so wrong. Eula, which part of the game do I enjoy? Quite a lot of it nowadays. But I like the theory crafting. I like being able to go, right, how do we get the most out of less? Or just like when weird stuff happens, when champ combos work that aren't necessarily official. That's kind of my favorite. 124. Yes, I might not be pulling a mythical from a remnant anytime soon. I've never got one so far. Yeah, off-meta comps are really fun. Another thing, and I think a lot of raid players maybe don't say it out loud, but think it. There's a collection side of the game that I really enjoy, and it's only something I've managed to kind of take advantage of in the late game. And that's if we go to like something like epics. I am on this like mission to get every epic and +4 them with 6 stars, even though I'm probably never going to use them. It kind of plays into my, you know, want. Ah, Sunny, thank you, bro. Thank you. Oh, cheers, Spets. Sunny. I do need more mythicals. Everyone needs more mythicals. We've got, I don't think I've got any in the vault. Kurosa's probably going in the vault. But no, I'm happy with my mythical stash. I'd quite like some more like arena meta ones would be good. Sunny, you're awesome. I'll check the Discord. Hold on. Oh, I like Steve, what you put in Discord. That's awesome. Send that off. Where about? Yeah, I've got very PvE dominant mythicals, which is fine. Because actually only until recently, I mean, I wasn't into arena in the slightest. I am a very much recent convert to PvP. So I can get by with what I've got. I've got no complaints whatsoever. But I would say the majority of them are PvE dominant. Yeah, Mohammed is proper addicted to prison pools now. Yeah, Tiki, you're so right. I'm not going to... And I'm going to do a video on her because I want to explore this champion. Good luck getting books into her because I don't have any. But all mythicals are going to be good, even just down to their base stats. To an extent. I did watch... Someone linked to me a Cruise video. I think it was quite a recent video, and I looked at the stats that he had, and I thought, oh man, maybe that's why you're enjoying her. But never say never. She has got a 3-star. That's going to help out an absolute ton. Yeah, I like the PvP mythic, the PvE and PvP mythicals. But one great thing about mythicals is it is basically 2 champions. To be fair, Swindler, I was actually going to message you about her because you'll know more. Lavish, next live stream is going to be Sunday night and probably a little bit earlier than usual because I won't be able to stay up quite as late. So Sunday night about 11:15 p.m. I would think. Carnage, Lightning Cage, yes, but 9-piece Mercurial has kind of changed that. I actually really like Phantom Touch on him for one more little chance of getting a debuff spread. I did have him in Lightning Cage before, but I didn't really feel the need after Mercurial. Oh, nice, Tiki. I'll be messaging you about that as well. I've actually got quite high hopes for Anaxia. Like, I really do. Also, thank you, Lavish. You're a legend for the donation, mate. Much appreciated, buddy. I thought about Swift Parry for her, actually. It crossed my mind. Nice, Chief. Have you done it? Nice. Well played, sir. Oh, Lone Wolf Tales, good. Welcome to Raid Shadow Legends. And say goodbye to the rest of your life. That's the great thing about the game. Oh no, Chief, we're doing it, mate. We're totally doing it. Yeah, Eula, I kind of feel like that's the way, but I feel like there's always a way of utilizing something a little bit different. But again, like Tiki said with Karosa, I won't know until I've actually built it up and done it. My problem is going to be books. This is life. I love, everyone agrees, Raid is life. It is definitely life. It can be disappointing at times, which is a majority of the time. Yeah, Fury and that. I'll tell you what, I made a joke about it last stream. I said, I bet the next time I pull a mythical, it's going to be the mythical that I've got the lowest amount of stars for, and it was, well, with the exception of Arakoa. I say that's a great pull, Chief. Yeah, Tiki, I managed to escape the WoW life. I definitely escaped the WoW life. If it still had the community it once had, I think that's what I would be doing. I would be doing probably WoW for content. And then I would never leave my house again. My girlfriend would probably leave me as a result. Chief, you're the best. Tiki, that might be the most apt description ever of WoW. Also, yeah, let's go there. Let's go there on Chris Brown, because I had this conversation with my girlfriend recently. You know how anytime a celebrity does one thing bad, like say the wrong word, that's it, they are fucking cancelled, never to be seen again? Chris Brown kicked the fuck out of the world's most famous I nearly said porn star then, pop star at the time, and then went on to release a #1 album within 6 months of it happening. He got pure immunity from that. Pure immunity. I've never understood that. And it keeps me up at night to this day. That is privilege of some sorts. I mean, we're all thinking it, Chief. We can't say it. But yeah, I never got that one because both of them are so damn famous. I'm trying to think of another example of a celebrity that might have said something and that was it, career over. What's the guy from the guy that said he was a Christian? Was it Chris Pratt? No, it wouldn't have been Chris Pratt. Might have been Chris Pratt. Someone was just like, yeah, I'm really into God and I love my religion and stuff like that. And he was cooked. That was it. No more career for him. And then, yeah, Chris Brown kicks the shit out of the world's biggest pop star. Nah, it's fine. It'll be fine. He became mythical. That's exactly what happened. Kanye. Yeah, Kanye. Oh, most wanted mythical. Ain't that a question? Probably Crixia. One of? Probably? Theodosia, Crixia, Galathea. I want a really good, keep me alive in arena champion. You got... Oh, Lone Wolf, that's crazy. That's crazy. True, Chief. Very true. I think Theo's arguably one of the best mythicals. Like 100%. She's so good. But out of everything on that list, Crixia, Galathea, Theodosia. If Raid rung me up tomorrow and said, right, Dan, we're going to do you a solid, yeah? You can have 3 champions. Yeah, it'd be those 3. But also Senna. I have been chasing Senna for so long. I know she's not mythical, but that would be good. SKB, if I could, I would, mate, and I would charge you a pretty penny for it. S-Roll, do you have... that's going to bait my... Do you have Ezio as well? Because Ezio and Xenomorph are really, really good together. I like that, Chief. That's like super full circle to what we were talking about earlier. Right, Sonny, that is... If I had money, I would probably have Senna. That's the way I look at it. Because I would not stop buying Void Shards until I got her. Tim's leg. Damn, SKB. Damn. I like it. Also, Lone Wolf, you should be playing Real Life Lottery right now. Then you can actually join the rest of us, which is this weird thing where no matter how much money you throw at a raid, you don't get what you want. It's super weird. But SKB, you win. That was glorious. That was absolutely glorious. I might have to get a little Chris Brown sound effect for my stream deck when it works again. Anytime someone's being naughty, they can get a Chris Brown slap. Also, King Nothing. Yeah, Sabriel would be up there for me. That would be a real nice pull to get. But I did get Tecteon recently, so that might have filled that little gap for me. Yeah, Chief, that would work. Will Smith slap, that would be good. Keep Mavara's name out of your goddamn mouth is what I would like to have. I haven't heard that in a while, Chief. I'm pretty sure if I hit my girlfriend, she would absolutely lay me out. Like, I would be powerless. Will definitely got jiggy with it. Well, this stream has been informative, hasn't it? Let's do a stream talking about the Fusion. Fusion, 1%. Chris Brown, 10%. Sabriel's lack of clothing, probably 3%. Damn. No, Sonny, you're so right. It'd be the end of me. Yeah, I would get turned into a rug. Sorry, Swindler's wife. It'll be fine. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where are you from, Swindler? I was wondering this recently. Oh yeah, we did Ed Sheeran as well. Let's not forget about Alexander Sharp Sheeran. This might be one of the greatest things that ChatGPT has ever produced for me. If Swindler doesn't show up for a stream for like 3 weeks, we know what's happened. Oh, nice. Living in Miami. I never knew how I felt about Miami. I don't think it would be the place for me. I don't think I would be very popular in Miami. He's from hell. Wait, Sonny, you've been to Miami too? This has been a very informative and eventful stream. I think so, Lone Wolf. I think it'd be very good for progressing players. Very good for progressing players. Damn, Sunny, nice. I've never been. Oh, best faction unity. I tell you what, I don't have many, so I couldn't say, but I would say Volcanos is up there because he is an asshole to go up against. But in faction wars, this freaking guy, Tetsuya, is a pain in the ass to go up against. Complete pain. And then you've also got Lizards is really good. Again, I don't have him. What's he called? Teox. You stop it, Chief. Fayne, really good. Fayne. I would love Fayne for ram form trials in Chimera. I'm not going for any more Void Champions. Not for a little while. Tecteon kind of humbled me. Probably more than any other Shard Pool session I've ever done. I don't know, actually, Chief. I assume it does nothing. I assume if you buff up, you won't lose stacks. Because for the same reason with... shit, what's her name? Nell. Nell, if the enemy buff up and they're full Mercurial, they don't get poisoned. I don't think. I did, Sonny. That was ridiculous. I was in an Uber at the time, and I let out a noise which wasn't human. And I looked at the Uber driver and I could see his eyes in the rearview mirror, and he looked at me like he'd picked up an absolute mentalist. Yeah, deflection. That would probably be... That would eat the stacks, yeah. SKB, you got some interesting champions. So you got Crixia, you got Fayne. Do you have Mikage yet? No, this wasn't a Tesla one. This was a Toyota Prius, the OG Uber. Okay. Trying to think who the Barbarians one is. Oh, it's Gregor, isn't it? Not too sure about him. But again, faction wars. I did get one, didn't I? Was it the Orcs one? Yeah, I got Aragaz. His A3 really hurts. But again, in faction wars, like going up against him is a pain in the ass. I've not really built mine properly. Sonny, I think it's only because there's none nearby. Yeah, Tiki, he does, doesn't he? He actually does. I'll tell you, who's a pain to go up against in Faction Wars. That's probably my favourite champion in the whole game. Where are ya? Arix. I freaking love Arix, but in Faction Wars, if you hit her with a non-damaging champion and she heals herself, you kind of can't take her down. It's crazy. Oh, Tiki, that's a good idea. Arix is a she. Yeah, she. She's a little bit maybe the other way. But yeah, Arix is a she. One that confused me for ages, if we're doing gender reveals in Raid, was... Oh, I'm so blind. What is it? Venomage. Venomage has coverings for boobies, but Venomage, I believe, is actually a he. Yeah, he. It's a boy. I thought Venomage was a chick. Like, it's got girly legs. And it's venomy and snaky, which, you know, usually lends to the other. How is Faction War? I hate Faction Wars hard. For the level of account that I've got, I have got very miserable progress in Faction Wars. I should be pushing a lot harder. This has been educational, right, Steve? Yeah, Mohammed, I wondered that because it's like a lizard. See, everyone thinks Venomage was a chick. There you go. I like to teach. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Lizard men, sure. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I might just about to be having a frickin' revelation here. Yeah, Eula, I will. I've got to do a daily quest as well to do the boss. So Z, see, lizard chick. It's got boobs. I was just looking through. I'm like, Christ, are they all dudes? This is the most non-2026 faction that ever existed. I always assume Necmo. No, that's a boy. It's got... Pythion's got to be female. Nope. No, that's a boy. I just assumed Pythion was a girl. Oh, damn. Tiki, right. Maybe chat will be able to remember this, because I know a lot of you have played Raid for quite a long time. Ash once did a video collab with a girl who was like part Raid, part model or fashion designer or something. And they did a rating based on looks in Raid, and they got so much freaking hate for it. But what I thought was really tasteful is that on Ash's channel, they rated the girls, and when they did the collab on her channel, they rated the boys. That could be a thing. But yeah, we could do cup sizes. I mean, we all know who's going to win, don't we? Like, now, Mohammed, close your eyes because this is haram as fuck, right? But where is she? Like, we have a winner. Yeah. Oh, Chief, I know exactly who you're talking about. Like, Lady Annabelle's going to win. Sabriel would be up for a mention. ChatGPT makes them bigger. It does, it does. We all know. Yeah, the Barbarian, the original... What has this stream become, man? Jesus Christ. I'm an enabler. She was like the original Guna bait, wasn't she, for Raid? Vogoth has exceptionally large breasts. Yep. Yep. Yeah, can you imagine anyone that's just joining? Apologies if everyone is just joining. Usually we try and keep it a little bit more something else than this. Then there's War Mother. To be fair, worthy mention. Grim, but... To be fair, this is pretty standard, isn't it, for our streams? But usually on Sunday nights, we get way more out of hand than we do on Thursdays. Uugo keeps it a little bit more modest. Oh, Gerda. Yeah, man. Oh, wow. Oh, that's bad. Jesus. They really walk the line, don't they, in Raid? It's bad. Arbeys. Yep. Modest. We like it. It's just been one of those streams. They are going in two different directions. That's true, Sonny. What about the boss? No, pretty modest. What a weird champion, actually, the Corpse Flower. Very weird. Bear Chief. All I know is that there is only one woman for me in Raid, and that is the mighty Mavara. Nothing else comes close. Tiki, facts. Absolute facts. Now, what faction was it? Because there was a champion that actually brought me to Raid. Because they did like an advert thing. And I was just like, ooh, game with little non-dressed champions. Was it Demon Spawn? What is her name? She's probably undead. Yeah, Sorceress is what brought me to Raid. Because I spent ages staring at her part here, thinking, where does the armor end and the skin start? And is that weave like stitched into her body? And I stared at that for a good long time. And then played Raid. It's fine. What is going on in Discord? Yes, SKB. Accuracy, right there. Joan is beautiful. Drawn to Umbral. Oh, Lavish is back. We take it away. This has been educational, guys. Oh, what are we like? Yeah, how do you know nothing is happening in Raid? We're talking about how hot champions are. That will just about do it. I mean, that's before we get into my AI folder of champions, which maybe we'll save for another stream. We'll definitely save that for another stream. Take care, Lavish, mate. Ahmed Hussein, welcome, buddy. Sorry that you've arrived at this particular time. It's been slightly out of hand. Actually, no, there's nothing too inappropriate in my Raid AI folder. Just lots of pictures of Mavara, to be honest. Yeah, sorry to anyone that's joining the stream. This has been different. And also, I am going to go. I said I was going to stop streaming at 11, so I've gone half an hour over time. I think that's a fair place to end it. Now, I can't remember who asked earlier, but I know that Spets put something up in Discord. Whoever was asking about lots of silver, it's in Discord. Spets linked the video. No, Chief, it's not that. I promise you it's not that. So, Swindler, 24-hour stream. I have got something planned for this, right? And at some point, I want to go for... Where is it? I want to go for this, the CVC Master. And I thought the only way to do it would probably be to stream it. So it's not going to be yet, because I probably need about, 6 months to save resources. So when I save, I will definitely do a 24-hour stream. Wicked. But to make it like somewhat worth my time, I will probably put adverts on the stream. Because I don't run adverts on my streams normally because it's annoying, it gets in the way. But I will put adverts on the stream when I do this. What is happening in Discord now? Oh yeah, oh yeah. The Gremlin. She was perfect. She was absolutely perfect. Nothing comes close. Oh. Tamid Hussein, yeah, I don't see why not. 110 ancient shards should pretty much put you there. I might, yeah, Chief. I also thought that might be a thing. But I think a 24-hour raid stream would be good. I mean, it'd probably go on for longer than 24 hours. I can't quite stay up like I used to, but I will. If I just sit here and keep drinking probably alcohol and coffee and maybe smoking, then I think we could do it. I will be an absolute husk of myself by the end of it. Yeah, we got South American connections. That's all we need. Yeah, just send over a little bag of magic powder and we'll be up for 48 hours. I agree. Tiki, I completely agree. I completely agree. Exactly. It's going to be fine. So, even though this is super lame, and I don't know if my girlfriend will let me do it, my birthday is at the end of October, and I don't know what day of the week it falls on. Let's have a look. Where are we? July, August, September, October. Oh no, my birthday falls on a Saturday. I might do it around my birthday. So end of October. So what I'm going to try and do is not spend any resources that I don't need to spend before then. And plus, because I'm turning 40, I think that allows me to buy a little bit of stuff in Raid. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. So I think I'm going to do that. Somewhere around there. We will do a 24-hour stream. And I cannot make any promises for what we're going to be talking about for 24 hours. But it's going to be bad. Banging, Chief. Fucking hell, Tiki. You're so right, though. Oh, you're right. But I will be going, like, real big. Because all I've got to do is get 5 million. It's doable. Oh, nice, Anjin. I did it once as well, Chief, for WoW, when I was in a raiding guild. I went up to Northampton, and I slept on my guild leader's floor for like 3 days. Do you smoke inside? It's fine. But yes, guys, on that wonderful note, I am going to leave the stream now because it's 11:30 and I got stuff to do tomorrow. So thank you all for joining. Thank you to Lavish and also Sunny for donating. That was crazy kind of you. No, Chief, that's what I meant by smoking. That's fine. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with some music. Whoever was asking about... No, I'm not pulling the Eternal SKB. Whoever was asking about Silver, join Discord because Spets put a link to the video. I have no other videos coming out at the moment, so I need to do some recording. But, yeah. Oh, but Tiki, I want Mavara to bite. That's basically her whole purpose. So yeah, guys, I will see you all on Sunday. It will be a little bit earlier and ending a little bit earlier. But we'll still do the usual Sunday shenanigans. So yeah, behave yourselves. Or don't. And I will see you all very, very soon. Take care. Thank you for joining. Laters.